Music has ended, so that means it's gonna flash to me and yours face as per usual. And we got Rome Dog in the building. Already gave us 3, 2, 1. He was ready. So there we are, brother. You and me. You and me. It's been
Yeah.
a minute. Been a hot minute.
Well, that's nice, man. So today it's quite unusual, right? Tuesdays, we've never done this before on a Tuesday. Usually it's on Thursdays, but today it's a kind of special day, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely a special day. Because for the last few weeks, it's been our own kind of rodeo, right? Just our own solo rodeo. So we decided that for the first time, not only are we doing it on a Tuesday, there's also another first. We're bringing back our first for the second time guest, right?
No, man, no, you're wrong.
I'm wrong? Did we not get this? We didn't get him on before?
No, Fabio's the first time.
Oh man, I thought that from the questions, because I know we had a conversation with him, we must have recorded it offline then, because I remember talking to him before. That's what it was.
That's your
okay.
We got a private session with him once. Yeah, that's true.
But that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. Well, you broke the yoke, right? Because I didn't say a name, but you said the name, so I'm gonna do the drum roll. Yeah. We're gonna bring this gentleman on. And welcome to the show, Fabio, sir. Welcome. Cheers, friend.
Yeah. Hey, cheers. Cheers. I'm drinking my tea.
I got my twisted tea. I'm drinking twisted tea. Actually, Joe.
We need to fine tune our intros because we didn't tell Fabio what was happening right now.
That is definitely my fault because of the private session, right? We've done so many now that I thought that the private session was a session, and I totally forgot that he wasn't a pro at this already. So yeah, I didn't even say, hey, we're gonna hide you behind the curtain and then do a reveal.
Just to tell you, just to bring you up to the speed, while we were talking, Jeremy was playing on the controls behind the scene, and what you see on your screen is different than what people are looking at on the stream. So when we first got here, was just Jeremy and I playing around, joking around, and you were not on the screen, but now you are there. So let me just make the introductions here, right? Because this is the first time Fabio is on the show, on the actual show. And Fabio and I, we know each other for over 10 years. I've worked for him. We started working for him in 2011. He was the owner of the company that I was working for, Deal Technologies, back in Brazil. And it was just, I have such an admiration for him.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, because he's such a nice guy, entrepreneur. This guy that runs the company, it's on the top of the house, but also get together with the people like me.
Yeah.
Simple developers. So we would play soccer, together. We would hang out, go to the bars, and drink some beer sometimes. So It was a really fun time, a really nice time. So nice. Yeah, Fabio, welcome aboard.
Yes, welcome. So
it's a pleasure to be here.
I know you kind of gave your spiel, but I'd love to, for someone like me and our listeners, this is the first time, I'd love Fabio to give us his background, right? Tell us about, a little bit about himself. Like, where'd you come from? How did you get where you are today? Let the listener know a little bit about the Fabio story and the journey. I'd love to get the snapshot.
Did you get Fabio?
Yeah, of course. So it's a pleasure to be here, talk with you guys. So I had only good memories in that moment that Joe worked with me. So it's a pleasure.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. But you started very early in your career, and I understand you were a developer for some years until you were up to 24 years old, right? And then you have this big breakthrough, and you decide to create your own company, to be your own boss. So what inspired you back in the day when you were developing, and what what made you change? What made you create your first company?
Okay. So in fact, I realized that I was very different from my friends and colleagues at work. I was too impulsive and restless. So I always took the initiative to assuming the responsibility for myself and had the desire to grow quickly. That's the reason why.
Mhm.
At the same time, there was a situation of my daddy. Maybe you don't know about this. He had a Chagas sickness. It's a heavy heart problem that he had to make a heart transplant here in
Mhm.
Brazil some years later. Okay, and he taught me to become a man too early because he didn't know for how many years he will keep alive.
Yeah.
He will survive.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so that
So
yeah, keep going.
yeah. No, no. In fact, that inspired me. A lot of pressure. In fact, that question of I'm the old guy in my family, so I have two sisters younger than me, and my mother didn't work, and my father was saying every time to me, so you have to become a man, you have to assume the responsibility, you have to take care about your family, your mother, your sisters, you know.
Right. So was the pressure behind your father sickness, and the pressure to probably be the provider for the family that
Yeah, but in the same time, as I told you, a lot of desire to grow, you know.
no, I get it. Well, can you share any pivotal moments or key decisions that shaped Deal Technologies during the initial years when you first started?
Yeah, sure. It's funny because uh, it's in the first years, it's amazing because everything was going well. But after my first crucial moments became after 10 years. In this period, we faced, I don't know if you remember, but we faced a half recession problem here in Brazil in the period of 2014 and 2017. So
Mhm.
in that moment, we had a big concentration in only three clients that represented 7% of our income. And it goes to zero in that moment. So it was the so our first difficult in that moment. So uh, in case in same time we managed to keep the same income growing new clients and of course increasing our portfolio. Absolutely, it was the most challenge, but in the same time it was the turnkey to become what you is today.
Yeah. So is one of these previous customers HSBC?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I can tell you much more details. You remember that HSBC decided to sell the operation to Bradesco Bank here in Brazil,
Yes. Mhm.
and it took 2 years to finish that M&A that transaction, and of course that both sides was having a lot of problem.
Yeah. 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 I remember these days. I was there. I don't remember if I was still working for Deal Technologies. Maybe I was working for Repro already. But I remember during the transition was a lot of chaos and a lot of uncertainties because the city that we were living in, and HSBC was a bigger part of the city, was Curitiba, and there wasn't enough places for everybody if everybody was laid off, was fired. So a lot of people were really scared during those times. So yeah, it was for sure was very challenging, not only for you but everybody. But I trust you. The pressure on you was much bigger because you had to take care of
Yeah,
I don't know how many hundreds of employees, right?
yeah, that's it. And remember, I started my life with a lot of pressure. So in that case, it was a professional pressure, and I realized that after that, I can support many things. Yeah, it
No, yeah.
really it pushed me too hard in that moment, and of course, that it helped me to be what I can today. Of course.
Yeah, I think this kind of times they change character in every individual, but they also shape the way you do business, right? So it teaches you a lot, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, so let me move forward. I understand your background. You were talking a little bit about your father, but how did your family heritage influence your approach to be an entrepreneur and to be a leader?
So, in fact, I born in a medium class family. I was the first person to start a company in my family. My father and, yeah, I told you, my mother only took cares about the family, and my father was employee. And in
Mhm.
fact, it's the same for background. I started working and I was 17, and so I decided to learn in the practical way. So instead of focus on studying, I focus on developing a lot of things. So that's it.
Did you have I don't remember. Did you have a formal like? Did you go to the college? Did you have a graduation? Or I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah. I finished my studies.
Hmm.
Uh, after I finished the graduation, so I I studied in, what's the name of the FGV, Fundação
Hmm.
Getúlio Vargas. It's a
Brazilian college. Yeah.
yeah, it's a Brazilian college, and one of the good ones. And I made a MBA there in administration. So of course that it helped me a lot in administrate my business because my background was tech.
Yeah. I feel as a tech person, I feel we lack a lot of in this the business side of the thing, right? We are too techy, we are too short-sighted. We don't see much other than the lines of codes, and I myself sometimes I have a hard time selling myself. Like when I do an interview or when I try to do some business, I have some problems with that. So I see how this MBA, has helped you, or running your business for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeremy, any thoughts? You are quiet today.
No, I'm just absorbing the story. I know sometimes when we have these conversations, you have the relationship, right? It's completely new to me, so I enjoy hearing these stories, right? I just enjoy getting these perspectives, right, to the people that listen. I think that when you have an opportunity to bring someone like Fabio on who had to take on responsibility at such a young age, right? And then, a lot of people could have use that as an excuse to when they got older in life to go take an easy route. Because like, dude, I don't want the pressure. I don't want the stress, right? I did that growing up. But to say, hey, if I can do this for my family, I can do this for others, right? That's very, very noble. And I think that, that's one of those good stories in humanity. So, no, I didn't have any questions. And the reason I was quiet, I was just enjoying some of these stories. But feel free to. I know we had some questions, right? I'd love to continue and go through the questions that you guys had talked about.
Yeah. No, and one thing that you said, it's really true, and I can testify on that because Deal Technologies, by the time that when I got to Deal, I actually was trying to get a better. I was about to get married, right? So I thought, man, with my current salary, I can't get married. You know, I have to get a better something better. And I was trying to go here and there, and it
Yeah.
was actually when Dio started working with HSBC in Curitiba, and I actually almost doubled my salary at the time. So it was awesome, man. I was amazed with that, and the environment was great. People, of course, Fabio running the business, but yeah. Anyway, I'm sidetracking here with my personal stories, but the focus here is on you, Fabio. So yes, we do have.
But your history belongs to my history, so
Yeah,
it's
right. It's
Yeah,
intertwined.
uh,
and let me just. I wanted to show you something. I didn't prepare this, but I noticed today. One second.
Uh-oh. I'm surprised. Let's see what it is.
yeah. So, and of course, in that moment, I'd like to say I'm sorry. English is not my first language.
Oh, it's so good. Don't worry at all.
Yeah, you're doing amazing. Yeah, nobody would know if you didn't say that. They'd have no idea.
Here's the thing. I remember. I think this was the first year that I was kind of work anniversary at the end of the year, and I got this. Let me show you the camera. Fabio, you may not remember this.
Of course, I remember.
But-
I have some.
This is a puzzle, right? You just
Yeah.
take it off. There's some pieces, and then you put together. And we got this as a token from the company at the end of the year. And I kept, this was one of the things that I brought all the way from Brazil to Canada, and I have next to my working station because I appreciate this so much. It represents a lot to me, so I brought it with me.
So it's amazing, man. So I'm really grateful.
Oh, it really is. It really is. So I'm glad that we are having this conversation because I can at least return a little bit of what you gave to me.
I love that, dude, because I have my mother, this is probably something you didn't even know about me, Joe, but my mother, she gets me every Christmas, and for my birthday, she gets me these little tiny like puzzles that you like put together, and they're like something like that right there, where they come in pieces. You have to figure out how to take them apart or put them back together in their shapes, and they kind of just tease your brain. But I love doing those little puzzles. So you started showing that, I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. These very similar interests, and on top of it, you thought it was interesting, and on top of it, valuable enough to keep it through this time. So that's very cool. I like that. That's cool.
Exactly. Okay, so let's keep going then. We talked a little bit about the early days and how you started. Now, I know you expanded throughout the years, right? So what was your vision behind transforming Deal Technologies into a group from one single company to a group? And I know if you want to expand on the various companies you have, you feel free to do it. But how did that happen?
Yeah. So in fact, to become a big five, for example, or big four companies, certainly we need we need a lot of great people and competent in their respective areas. And the best way to read this is bringing new partners and company specialized in their segments. That's the reason why. That's the vision behind, as you asked me, right?
Yes.
It's a way to having a kind of hiring acquisition. That's it. And be in that case, that company that we buy, in fact we bought. Sorry, we kept the partners in the operation.
Mm-hmm. So you keep the knowledge when you buy
Exactly. That's it.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay, and could you talk about the challenges and opportunities you encountered during Deal's expansion?
Yeah, sure. So the constant challenge for digital services company is to keep up to date about top trends and how to apply it in the day by day. So it takes a lot of research, development, training. So it's a challenge and opportunity in the same time. It's all the time. It's like it's the same when you go to the gym. You know, if you stop going, you lost you lose all of your muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, and that must be much more challenging these days with AI, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a new era, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, and we are going to get to the AI in a little bit. So let's just keep the thoughts to hold the thoughts a little bit on that topic. Um, so, what role did the acquisitions such as Sysvision? I was researching a little bit to do this talk with you. So I saw on the internet that you bought Sysvision, right?
right.
So how these acquisitions, what is the role they play in scaling the business, and how do you integrate new teams to the deal groups culture, because culture is very important when you grow this much, right?
Yeah, of course. So our M&A strategy is based on acquiring company that generate geographic expansion, bring new products that accelerate our end-to-end journey, and or that increase our share in segments that we are still irrelevant. For example, in Sysvision case, they helped us in telecom and of course big data. You know, all of our effort in big data we are sending to Sysvision company.
Where is Sysvision located? That I don't remember.
Sysvision
Portugal, right?
located, yes, in Portugal and Brazil too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I forgot to tell you about integration, right? You asked me about this too. So, in fact, integration is always a challenge, and there is no right way. That's it. So, we are very pro business. So, it means that we prioritize the selling between companies and clients and prospects, of course. And only after that, we will looking for operational efficiency. So, first thing is we have to sell more. One plus one need to be 10, not two.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
That's super true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that for when
And
we
after that, yeah, and after that, you can share HR, marketing, and things like that.
Yeah, I know for us when we did one for Jolt too, right? I mean, for the first year, like that's the only thing that you care about is just selling, like customer acquisition, right? Like, can you get more? Can you get more business? Can you get on board bigger clients? And then there's like strategy too. I don't know like what your organizations have done as far as their approach to market share, but what we did too is we found like hedge funds and private equity groups, and then we would look at the businesses that they owned, and we'd see across the portfolio, and then we could build relationships with those equity owners and those equity firms, and then we would go into one organization that was struggling. Like they'd have like a physical therapy business that was struggling and needed to be improved, and we'd automate a bunch of their business, and then they would like that, and they'd say, okay, well, we also have financial industries partners over here. Go do work for them. So we were definitely on the same thing, right? You gotta try to turn one customer into like 10, right, as quick as you can, and then figure out some of the other stuff after.
Yeah. Cool. Very, very interesting. But let's keep going. We have a list of topics that we want to discuss today with you, Fabio, and we couldn't get through this conversation without talking about AI, right? This AI is the new kid in the block. AI is everywhere. Everybody talks about Gen AI and everything. So, trends? What trends? Oh, this word is a little bit problematic. So, what trends in data analytics, because I know you have a lag in the data analytics, and AI excites you the most right now. And how do you see them shaping the future of the businesses in general?
I like it.
For sure.
It's a good question.
Yeah, for sure. The best way, a new way to make business. That's it. The new way to make business, generate efficiency, and of course maximize results. The same way that iPhone became a huge platform of new business. Remember that after Apple Store, we had companies like Uber, Waze, Airbnb, iFood here in Brazil that became giants. And I believe that AI will provide that new platform again. That's my opinion. So after AI, we will have a new kind of companies, just like as I told you, that situation that Apple provided to us.
Yeah. Jeremy is also a believer that businesses are going to be built on top of AI, and they are
Yeah.
going to be revolutionizing everything.
Yeah, I feel like when you think of the way businesses are trying to apply agentic AI right now, they're just kind of solving these basic problems. But I believe fundamentally that AI and agents working together in a cohesive operating system is what businesses will be built on. It won't, the entire departments will change, right? It's not like we'll have these finite pillars of HR and, IT and all of this. Like HR will have IT capabilities within their own, a stack, right? They'll be building their own applications and getting their own data. And so I think businesses and their business models will completely change. Do you think there's any value in that? Am I crazy, or do you think that there's some value? Is that true?
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of to come yet, still, right? We know very little, and the little we know, we are not fully onboarded to that still, right?
Yeah.
Most of the companies, at least. Yeah, so a lot of good things to happen. I also agree. Well, so let's keep going then. Fabio, how do you? And when I say you, I mean you as a group, as a whole, right? How do you leveraged AI and data analytics to create and deliver value to our customers, to our clients?
So, in fact, we created Eugenia. Eugenia means eu in English is I. Okay, eu in Portuguese means I. Gen AI, of course, and it's a. I don't know if Eugenia is a English name, American name.
No, it's not. Yeah, but in short, it would be the translation for Gen AI, right?
Yeah, that's it. It. To remember Gen AI, of course.
Yeah.
And so our AI platform that accelerates our software development and automation tests. First thing, we are automatizing. That word is hard for me. Yeah. So we are automatizing. Is it right?
We are automating.
Automating.
Yeah. Automating. That's a good version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
automating. So thank you. We are automating a lot of internal processes using AI and training our LLM.
Nice.
Yeah, after that, we will provide to the market all of that process that will generate a lot of efficiency in the back office area. So this is the first step, but of course, we are looking forward for new products and new incomes too.
So, Eugenia is your own AI model. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a front, just the front, and of course that behind that we plug a lot of AI platform, just like Copilot, Gemini,
Okay.
Bedrock.
So
from AWS. So we have
So,
many things plugged in our platform.
oh, I get it. I get it. So Eugene is just the front end to various AI models. You just
Yeah, but
plug
of
them
course
to.
that the other smart part is training your own LLM. That's
Yes.
the other important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. Of course, there's a lot of advantages for that approach.
I
Cool.
can give you some examples
Yeah. Yeah. For
and
sure.
Absolutely.
cases.
Yeah.
Yes, for example, here in Brazil, we have prescription that people have to write the prescription.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for OCR understand that. In that case, we could have 80% of accuracy in. So I don't know in the US, but here in Brazil, the way that the doctors written,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It's
really
terrible.
it's terrible. So and that client was really impressed about that. So how can you do that? So that's the a real example of our training.
Yeah, I think this Jeremy, because Jeremy and I, we are experts on UiPath. UiPath, you may know, it's a global RPA
Yeah,
platform.
yeah.
And when it comes to UiPath, this would be the document understanding feature that they have, I believe, that can read documents, even handwritten documents, translate to machine code or machine readable text, and then work with that data. Yeah, that's awesome. It's nice. It's very. I'm very glad that you guys are so far. Um, so far uh, away. Not away, but yeah, you are doing such great things. Uh, when I think, because when I this is totally different from the time that I was there, right? Because when I was there, we were truly just outsourcing software development support,
That's it.
yeah, that's it. And now you just change it entirely the company. That's awesome. But hey, I do want to keep on this AI trend
Yeah.
topic, and because here is something that I am very interested for a long time, and I've been talking to a lot of people on that. The ethical part of the AI. So, do you see or do you have any ethical concerns or risks associated with AI, and how can companies like Dio Technologies mitigate them responsibly?
So the same way that laws and rules had to be adapted with new players like Uber, for example. So I'm 100% sure that companies and governments will need to review their policies and rules to for decrease that risks involved in AI. I believe that it's part of the game, deal with opportunities and risks involved. We cannot stop AI anymore. It's impossible. So
Yeah. Agreed.
that's what I think. Of course, we have risks, but we have opportunities in the same time, and and everybody will need to adapt. You know.
Yeah, we have to embrace no matter what. I think,
Yeah. Technology exists to break the rules and create new rules.
yeah, yeah. What I think is, and what I say whenever I can is, we have to embrace and to learn as much as possible, because
That's it.
if we don't know, then it becomes a problem, right? But if we know, we can leverage, we can use it on our own benefit.
So you don't need to interview me. You and Jeremy are amazing guys. So I agree with everything you said.
You know what? I love Jeremy. I love to get here and just talk to him. And we've been doing this for a few months already. But sometimes we just get to, it gets boring because we agree time, and we just keep going. So it's nice to have other perspectives as well, right?
Yeah.
And Jeremy, please don't get me wrong, man. I want to keep doing the show.
No, of course. To be honest, I'm actually quite worried. I'm glad you asked him that question too, and I liked what he said. I'm quite worried about the state of government involvement in AI too. The only thing that I think that saves the everyday human being is the fact that there's this thing called adoption. And no matter how great this technology is going to change stuff, it just still takes people to adopt it before it has mass impact. And I think that will take time. And that's what the government needs to create policies to kind of see. I think that this is going to have a big impact, but I think because of adoption, it's not going to be too crazy. There should definitely be policies around it, though, right? I think that you see these unique lawsuits popping up around artists and rights and reproducing stuff, right? You're seeing OpenAI do a lot of contracts with businesses who they train their data off of, right? So they've made business deals, and I'm sure you'll see a lot more of that, like people licensing it. What do you do about individuals' data, though? Do we ever get like an opportunity to license our own, information on the internet that's been soaked up? What do we do? I'm interested in what your guys' thoughts are.
Well, yeah, go ahead, Fabio.
I saw Fabio pointing. He had a thought. He was pointing. He was like thinking about something.
Yes, in fact, it's a problem. I have no idea really about that. So it's really, really complicated. So, but one thing that I was thinking about when you were talking, remember when we have blockchain and crypto? So
Yes.
the way that spreaded crypto around the world is here. I don't know who created it, is Masayoshi.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember exactly the
name.
Right. The
Still very good recall, yeah, but I wouldn't know,
yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, but so they put it as an open source and it's here. So it was impossible for one country or one government block this. So it's done. It's the same in AI, open AI, as a easy code. Everybody can try, everybody can test. So that's the reason why they remember what I told you. So technology exists to break the rules, and after they will create the new rules. So how can we manage that? How can we put governance here? It's important. Of course, it's important. Imagine a world with no central banks, for example. So you have to, I don't know, last.
So, sorry, you broke it just now. You broke a little bit. Can you come again?
Yes, I was telling about central banks. Mm-hmm. So it's important to have that governance
mm-hmm. Yes.
and money related to money. Why? Because someone needs to guarantee their transaction.
Exactly.
So, but coming back to your question related to personal information, so I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. I really don't have. So remember when I told you new companies, probably someone will create a company to guarantee that you are it's really you know. You are you, and you are not fake.
Exactly. Yeah, but when it comes to personal data, I think we are already in an age or in a point that personal data is not private anymore, right? Our data is everywhere. So Google, Apple, LinkedIn, Facebook, all these platforms already know everything about us,
Yeah.
and they're among them. So that's why when you're talking to someone with your phone on your pocket and you say, "Oh, I'm thinking to buy a new car," then you get home, you will open up your browser, and that's it. There's a car advertisements on your screen, and not only that, there's so many studies out there uh, proving that our data is out there no matter what.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah,
may
but remember that we have LGPD, right? Uh, uh, I don't know if in English is the same.
LGD.
LGPD. Uh,
Yeah, I don't remember that in Portuguese.
Lei Geral de
It,
Proteção de Dados. It's a kind.
oh, okay. It's the GDPR in Europe.
That's it. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they don't have that here, but yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
But
And
that can control to some extent, right? Because the rules were made so many years ago that they don't apply to things like there are new technologies.
It's gotten that bad? Is it that dated?
Huh?
Is it that dated? The policies and stuff is already that outdated that it doesn't apply even today? That's what you're saying?
No, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm just guessing.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm just talking.
Okay.
true,
It's the
right.
tea talking. No, I get it though.
Well, there's some alcohol on my teeth probably.
No.
No, I'm just
Oh, you're gonna get
Just
banned.
kidding.
No, it's funny.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Man, this is so nice. This is a very good conversation, but let's keep going. I know we are we are heading towards the end of the session. And I still have a few topics to talk to you.
Yeah, that was his fault. He got us. Fabio got us sidetracked with his AI. Information. You and I, when we start just talking about AI, we get off on a rabbit trail. So no, my bad for getting us derailed.
No, that's awesome. Talking about these things is always engaging and it gets us excited, right?
For real.
Just talk about it. But Fabio, changing gears a little bit, I want to talk about your leadership in the vision, right, that you have. And as a leader, how do you maintain innovation and drive within your team? Because especially in such a big team, right? You're not running Deal Technologies anymore, like that company with a few dozen people. You're running a group of companies with I don't know how many hundreds of employees or maybe thousands, I don't know. So especially in these days that it's so fast, right? Everything is changing every day. How do you do that?
Nice. So we created an area named NID, Núcleo de Inovação Deal. In English means Deal Innovation Hub. Okay, that is responsible for R&D, MVP, and share all of that knowledge with our customers and employees and in fact prospects. So it's a kind of similar to Spotify model that they created chapters and guildas, but we have chapters and guildas inside and outside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And not, of course, another thing that I remember, if you follow our LinkedIn page, so we are every time posting a lot of content related to innovation.
Do you encourage your employees to keep up to date on these things?
Not only as you told,
encourage.
Yeah, encourage, but we pay a lot of training too. So
really,
yeah, of course.
Certification still? Do you pay for them to take certification?
He's fishing over here. He's like, certification. Good marketing. Good marketing.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. That's really good.
That's really important. You know, a few years ago, I found out that I had an open channel to Microsoft, and I could get any Azure certification for free that I wanted through my employer. Then, and I at some point I was taking certifications every week. Every week, I got over 10 certifications in 1 year because I would just try, I would fail, I would go back, study a little bit more, try again and again and again and again. That was so amazing. I'm so proud that I did that, and I wouldn't have done that if the company that I was working for wasn't supporting me. So I feel that's really important to have this culture.
Yeah, no, let me jump in there too, dude. Like I don't as an employee who's been through half a dozen organizations, right, including starting my own, and being through the entrepreneurial journey as well. Like it matters so much to employees to be able to just have the opportunity. It's actually to me it's one thing to have an opportunity to be able to better yourself. It's another to have support and encouragement, right? Those are two different things, right? Just having an opportunity, but then also having support and encouragement, like that's a completely different ball game. And I can't tell you how many times with organizations before the last few years where I would want to get something that would benefit the organization, like my PMP or some other type of certification, and I would like put it in. I'd make a presentation about it and take it to leadership and say, hey, here's the cost for the prep course. Here's the dates, and here's, I really would like to go to this. And they'd be like, oh, no, maybe next year. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm going to save my own money and do it myself. But it left a bad taste in my mouth about the organization and whether they really gave a damn about, me doing better for myself or trying to make myself better. Right. Because I went to a situation where I was unemployed. And I really had an awareness at that point about what it mattered to have, skills and true talent that was hireable. And it took a long time of hard work to get there. But part of the journey to me was certification and self-training, right? It wasn't something that I could just complete in my 9-to-5 work time, right? I had to spend those hours afterwards making sure I had the extra skill set. And so when you have organizations that say, hey, let me help you out and let me pay for these types of classes and this training, even if it's not certification, it's just training, like that's just a big dub, right? And I think that's a great mindset and a great culture for an organization to have. A lot of organizations don't have it.
Yeah, of course, that we have to respect the moment of each company. If you are a small company, of course, that you don't have money enough to invest in training and people, but it's part of our future investing in our employee, and of course it increases our leverage of level of partnership with AWS, Microsoft, like that. We have much more power with them too.
Brings a lot of value on the long run, right? It may take a while, but on the long run, like on the long term, it brings a lot of value for the company.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's keep going then. Fabio, let me ask you this, and this is something that I am very interested as well, because I've been thinking to become an entrepreneur for a long time. I just didn't have the courage yet, or maybe the skills. But yeah, what do you think is the most important skill for an entrepreneur in today's landscape? Because it's very important.
Good question.
It's very important that we put the time on
proper context. Yeah,
because it changes a lot.
Yes, of course. But I will tell you about my moments, okay? So it's easy to explain. Study and meditation. Why?
Meditation.
Yes. we have a lot of people facing mental problems. A lot. I don't know in the US, but here in Brazil, a lot of people suiciding. Yes, burnout, the pressure. So, why? It's a lot of information. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of things to study for doing. So
Yeah.
you look to the sides, and so I don't know this. I don't know that. Uh, it's important to keep the things balanced, you know. So you have to understand that technology is important. You have to study a lot. You have to be have to be proactive, you know. But it's important to keep the mind okay. Yes,
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
I understand.
Yeah,
It depends. So I used to say that it's a huge difference when you are running 100-meter racing and a marathon.
Yeah.
If you want to be a marathon racer, so you have to be under control.
It's not a sprint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
You have to keep the
Yes.
pace for a long time. Yeah, that's true. That's a very
Exactly.
wise advice, I would say.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let me let's change a little bit again. So, and I'm sorry, I keep changing the topics and the
I love it, man. I love
subjects.
it. No, it's great.
Yeah, and I thought this when I was preparing because I wanted to ask you so many questions. It's hard to pick the questions, right? But yeah, let's do this. I know you are not stopping any time soon, right? So what's coming next for you? Can you for the entire group, right? Can you disclose? Can you bring anything new that you are thinking? Any market, any company that you are, looking after that you may buy? So what's there?
So first thing, of course, is scale AI in all of our portfolio involving end-to-end journey. So you have to put AI in strategy, martech, data, cloud, and development. But looking forward, I still believe it's amazing, but I still believe in metaverse and quantum computing. Why? So remember that in the past, for example, you cannot have Netflix, for example, with modem. So it wasn't possible, right? So first thing, we need to have a better hardware to support that new era. It's really important. That's the reason why I still believe in that. It's amazing because if you read the last news, so Nvidia it's having problems, facing problem with hardware. So they have much more
Demand.
client demand to their so to buying their hardware. And if I'm not wrong, how can I? Jesus, I forgot the name of the guy.
You talking about Henson or what?
The guy from Tesla.
Elon
Musk.
Elon Musk.
That's it. Yeah, Elon Musk. So they
Jensen.
are offering to pay more to Nvidia to having more hardware to support their demand. So it's amazing. Yes. So that's the reason why I understand that you have to have a better hardware. After that, we will have much more.
Man. That's a business model for you, right? If you're into chip making, that would be a business model. Or making cards like GPUs. I don't know how easy it would be to take some of those patents and like come up with something similar, but that's interesting. Very, very interesting. What was the second one you said? You said metaverse, and what was the other one you said?
Quantum computing.
Quantum computing.
Yeah.
So I have, and that's what I thought you said, right? Because I had this conversation with Joe, one of our earlier episodes, and everybody talking about AI being sentient, like, and getting this like AGI, which are two totally different things in my book, right? And there's I think as far as like AGI is a general definition, that I feel like it's something that we, as if you talk about agentics, we can already kind of cobble together a general intelligence that's just as smart as us or not smarter in all things. Maybe not with one agent, but you mod a couple of LLMs together, a couple of oversight agents. But when it comes to agent having its own perception and its own reality, from what I've seen in the latest research, when it comes to consciousness itself, the most recent studies have shown that consciousness potentially is quantum in nature. And it came through a medical study that deals with anesthesiology. Because when we put people under for surgery, we still actually don't understand the science and what's taking place and how we make people unconscious. We just know that it works. You know, science and history has proven that the substances we put you unconscious for a certain amount of time, and we don't actually understand consciousness and dreams and staying like this and how it works. And if consciousness itself is quantum, I don't think we'll ever have a conscious computer unless it's quantum as well in nature. So I'm really interested in quantum, and I think the power of it's has been stated very well. But yeah, no, I definitely am very interested in that. I think that's going to be something that's this future state.
Yeah, I kind of lost you there, Jeremy, because it became a really complex topic to follow.
Yeah, I was looking at the time. I was like, I don't want to get too deep in these topics, but yeah, no, look it up. Consciousness, quantum studies around consciousness. Quantum computing obviously is fascinating.
Yeah, and talking about unfortunately, our time has, it was flying. I see it pass, and we are on the top of the hour, and I know it's really late, not that late, but it's 10 p.m. in Brazil, and I am conscious of, you want to rest, right, Fabio? So.
And he's a very busy man with all that, all these organizations he's building this amazing culture for. So, yeah.
So, Fabio, I think it's not even a question. I just want to open up. Do you want to give any final thoughts? Any, call for anything that you want to bring up or share with the folks?
I don't know, Joel. It's up to you, man. I'm just here for try to answer your questions. Of course, that if I really know all of the questions, so maybe I will be the Brazilian Elon Musk, but I'm not.
Yeah,
but I'm trying. I really.
You're doing a damn good job of it. I'll tell you what, Fabio.
Yeah. You are on the path. That's for sure.
Yes.
All right. So, Fabio, I can't thank you enough for everything and for making the time to come here. I know your schedule is very, very busy, and you run multiple businesses, so it's not easy to get a hold of you. So I personally really appreciate you making the time to come here. Same.
Thank you so much, Fabio, for joining us. Thank you for sharing your story. I can't wait to see where you go. Can't wait to see what your LLMs do in the future. Looking forward to watching and hearing this journey continue. So thank you so much for taking the time and meeting with us today.
Of course, it's my pleasure. But okay, I will give you some personal reflections and some tips.
Yeah.
But of course, think big. But learn and practice before. It's really important. So having saving enough to be comfortable while you don't have income to pay your bills. It's really important. So it's better than the pain of raising capital. I didn't tell you, but all of that acquisition, you use your own cash. I didn't raise capital. So, and as I told you, some moments it's important. If you need a lot of money to grow in world scale, you know, and you have demand enough to support that. For example, NVIDIA is a real example, but it's a huge difference between need and desire. If you need money, you don't have any choice. You really need.
Yeah.
If it's a desire, it's in your time and not the other time. You know, it's really important. And of course, talking about personal side, so I'm looking for my past. So and things that I did wrong, in my opinion. So be patient and teach your team to learn and deliver in the same velocity as you. I lost a lot of good employees when push them too hard. So in fact, they are not prepared for that. And in fact, me too. I put too much power and less control, you know. It's important to balance the things. That's what I think. So that's my final question. I don't know if
No, I love that.
agree or not.
I agree. I think those are all those are so valid. So valid.
Absolutely. So yeah, Fabio, thank you very much. We appreciate.
Yes.
And hopefully we can redo this in the future. You know, have a second session for real this time, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, right. Since I called it early. Back since I already predicted the future, Fabio. We'll get more time. We'll do something amazing, and we'll have a great story to share with him, and we'll get his opinions. So no, I love it. This is awesome, dude. Thank you, Joe, for setting this up too.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right.